The evening had folded itself into a quiet that almost felt sacred. The world outside had gone still, and inside, the house breathed in whispers. The hum of the refrigerator was the only sound, steady and rhythmic, a heartbeat in the silence. A faint lavender scent drifted from the diffuser on the corner table, blending with the soft golden light of the lamp beside me. It painted everything in warm amber hues. The walls, the couch, even the open pages of the book resting on my lap. For once, peace didn't feel so far away. Then the front door creaked open. The sound sliced through the calm like a memory you'd tried to forget. I looked up, expecting the usual sound of keys dropped on the counter or shoes kicked off by the mat. But there was only silence. Ethan stepped inside, moving like someone carrying invisible weight. At 18, my stepson had grown into the kind of young man who could fill a room without saying a word. Tall, quiet, with a presence that felt both steady and restless. But tonight, even that quiet confidence seemed to have deserted him. His hoodie hung loosely off his frame, his hair hiding half his face. When his eyes finally met mine, they didn't stay long. "Hey," he whispered, his voice barely more than a breath. I closed my book gently. "Hey, Ethan, you okay?" He hesitated, shifting from one foot to the other. Words trembled at the edge of his lips, but refused to cross. I motioned toward the couch, offering him a place beside me. He shook his head and sank into the armchair instead, elbows on his knees, fingers tangled in his hair. The air between us thickened with unspoken things. After a long pause, he said quietly, "It's about my girlfriend. We've been talking about the future, and I don't think I'm ready." I felt a pang of sympathy, but I kept my voice calm. "That's okay. What's worrying you?" He swallowed hard. I don't want to disappoint her. I don't want to mess things up." His voice cracked on the last word. "Ethan," I said softly, "you don't have to have it all figured out. Feeling uncertain doesn't mean you're failing. It means you care. The best thing you can do is be honest. Tell her what's in your heart. The rest will come in time." He looked down, his jaw tight. "But what if she pulls away? What if she thinks less of me?" "Then that's something you'll face together," I said. "Real relationships aren't built on perfection. They're built on truth. And the people who truly matter, they stay." Something in his shoulders eased, just a little. A faint, almost invisible smile flickered on his face. "Thanks," he murmured. I smiled back. "You don't need to be perfect, Ethan. You just need to be you." For the first time that night, his eyes met mine fully. There was a shimmer there, gratitude, maybe relief. I didn't press further. Some things don't need more words. That night, as I lay in bed, the conversation replayed in my mind. I thought about the boy who had come into my life years ago, awkward, uncertain, and how much he'd grown, but also how fragile that growth could be. Adulthood doesn't arrive all at once. It comes in waves of confusion, fear, and moments like these, when you realize how much someone's silence can speak. Over the next few days, though, something in Ethan shifted. The lightness that usually followed our talks didn't come this time. He moved through the house quietly, a shadow of himself. Meals passed in silence. His laughter, once loud and infectious, seemed to have vanished altogether. At first, I told myself it was normal. Teenagers drift in and out of moods like seasons. But as days turned into weeks, that silence grew heavier. He began locking his door more often. I'd knock softly, offer tea, a walk, a movie, and he'd always answer, "I'm fine." But I could hear it in his tone. He wasn't. One evening, I couldn't ignore it any longer. I stood outside his door, my hand hovering just above the wood. "Ethan," I called gently. "Can I come in?" There was a long pause. Then a quiet, tired, "Yeah." When I stepped inside, he was lying on his bed, staring at the ceiling. His fists were clenched, his face pale, eyes hollow. The air felt different here, heavier, suffocating. I sat on the edge of the bed. "You've been quiet lately. Talk to me." At first he didn't respond. Then his eyes shifted toward me, rimmed red. His voice trembled. "It's stupid." "It's not stupid," I said softly. "Not if it's hurting you." He took a breath that seemed to shake his entire body. And then the truth poured out, about his girlfriend, the breakup, the cruel rumors that followed, the whispers at school. His words stumbled out between sobs and silence, each one cutting deeper than the last. When he finally stopped, the room fell still again. Except this time, the silence felt fragile. I reached for his arm. "Ethan, there's nothing wrong with you. Not one thing. People can be cruel, but that doesn't make their words true." His eyes glistened. "Then why does it feel like I'm not enough?" My heart clenched. "Because right now you're in pain. But pain doesn't mean you're broken. It means you're alive, and you care. You have strength, Ethan. The kind that doesn't shout, but endures." The dam broke then. His shoulders shook, and he leaned into me, his voice muffled, raw. "Thank you. I didn't know who else to talk to." I held him close, feeling the tremor of his heartbeat against mine. In that moment, I realized something. Being there for him wasn't about having the right words. It was about presence. About reminding him, even in his darkest hour, that he wasn't alone. Outside, the night deepened. The lavender scent still lingered faintly in the air, but it felt different now. Less calm, more real. Life wasn't quiet or perfect. It was fragile, raw, and human. And as I sat there, holding him, I knew this was what love really looked like. Not in grand gestures, but in the quiet promise that no matter how heavy the world became, he would never have to face it alone.